Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Diaries, episode 47. We're on 47. So what I wanted to run through today is just kind of like what I was sitting on whilst I was traveling. Obviously, I was flying to the US and back from Dubai, so pretty long flights. So I spent a bit of the time like reading and kind of like thinking and analyzing. Actually, not too long, just because I actually really struggled. People say like on planes they can work, whether I'm in business class or whether definitely if I'm flying economy, even in business class, like I should be able to work because it's comfortable. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I just get into kind of like holiday mode in my head, and I just don't feel like working that much on planes. But I did make a conscious effort this time on the flight back for the first few hours at least to like read and analyze. What I actually read, which I didn't really plan on doing, but anyway, I did it, was I read Hormozy. I basically finished, or I reread kind of like the end of Hormozy's book, $100 Million Leads. One of the reasons why, I don't know if like you guys, but like some of like the audiobooks, like obviously you find it easier to read and listen at the same time. I think most people agree with that. But what I really struggle with is some of the older books, like the narrator is just like super boring. I can only really listen to a book if I know the person's voice and I recognize it. That's like my thing. Like if it's someone's voice who I don't know, then I just can't read it. So a lot of the books that I read and listen to are like more of the internet marketing books, because a lot of them have like an author that I recognize and like would listen to. So that's why, for the reading and the listening, I've done it for like Hormozy's books and Russell Brunson's and stuff like that. Anyway, it's not the point of the video. On the flight home from the US, I basically read and listened to Hormozy's book again. And it just kind of got me thinking about what more we can do for the business to really push us forward. Because the business is doing okay. Like it depends where you're at in business, right? Like I'm not happy with the money we're making, but me of a couple of years ago would have been over the fucking moon with the money I'm making. So everything's relative, right? However, basically what we do when the money comes in, because our margins are really high, right? Because we are spending some money on ads, but our margins are pretty high. We don't really have a lot of big costs. It's just me and my business partner, really. I mean, I leverage some of the employees from the agency to work on some of the stuff. But for the most part, for this, like technically for this business, it's just me and my business partner. So what we do basically is, obviously, when the money comes in, we take a percentage, put it towards, our tax bill and what we're going to pay. Then we pay ourselves out like a salary, or I suppose dividends every single month, because it does change based on the amount of profit that we make. And then we have like another percentage left in the company account just for costs. But because we don't really have any costs for this business, like, we have a decent chunk of money in there. And I was looking at it and I was like, well, what's the point in like having super high profit margins? Number one, we're not paying ourselves out that much. And what's the point in having super high profit margins if you're not going to go and take that money and use it? Like there's no point in it sitting in the account. Like there's two ways you could do it. Number one, we could just drain the company of cash and we could just pay ourselves out a lot more than what we have done previously. Or we reinvest it back in the business, because I see the amount in there and it's not like fucking millions or anything, but it's like a decent amount of money in there and it's literally not doing anything. It's just sitting there and just getting bigger every single month. So I thought to myself, like, I need to use it. Like, this is dumb. Like, this is how you grow a company. Like, I know like info product businesses and coaching businesses are pretty lean and you don't necessarily like need to reinvest that much, but we definitely should be spending more than what we are, because I'm not using that money for my lifestyle. So I might as well use it to grow the company. Like, what's the point, right? So anyway, I thought about what more we could do. So there's a couple of things that we're doing right now. So if you're not familiar with Hormozy's book, he has like the 4 lead, I can't remember the terminology. These are the lead getters. So these are people who get leads for you, and these are the lead something else. I don't know. I'm just going to call it leads. I can't remember what the name is. But basically, these are activities that you do as the business owner, which is warm outreach, cold outreach, ads, and content. And then the lead getters are people that get leads for you. So employees, customers, affiliates, agencies. So I was basically just mapping out, like, we're doing obviously some of this stuff, we're not doing all of it. And I was just running through, looking at like what more we can do. So warm outreach is not something we necessarily do, I'll be honest. It's not really something me and my business partner want to do. And I know some people will be watching this and being like, Sam, you're fucking stupid. You're leaving money on the table. Like, you need to do warm outreach, like most of the online course coaching gurus. And you're right. Like, we would make more money if we did cold outreach. I just hate it. Like, I honestly just hate it. Like, I don't want to do it. Maybe we could hire someone to come and manage it for us. But yeah, especially ours, which isn't like, maybe this is an excuse. I was going to say, because ours is a softer, like less tangible offer. It's not a make money offer. It's not like a fitness offer. But that's probably an excuse. Regardless, it's not something we really want to do. However, we do have a pretty big money chat list. So one of the ways that we generate leads is obviously to do call to actions on Instagram. People message us or they comment, and we automatically message them with money chat, and then we send them wherever we want to send them. But we have, I can't remember, tens of thousands of people on our money chat list. So what I'm going to do now is, maybe I'll do a deeper strategy into this, but I'm going to be basically segmenting, like whenever someone comes onto the money chat list, we ask them like what they're looking for help with. And what I'm going to end up doing is going through and tagging everyone based on what their goals are or what they're interested in. And then whenever we do like a workshop on that topic, or we have an offer for that topic, I can basically go back and re-engage them. I don't have the full system built out, but that's like part of the warm outreach that we are going to do. I'm not just going to randomly message followers and be like, hey, blah, 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 and start the conversation that way. But if someone's already on our money chat list, then we can go in and speak to them. Obviously, there's rules around money chat. You can only message them after a certain amount of time, et cetera, et cetera. But that's something we're looking to do in terms of warm outreach. And we've been doing it this week for the workshop that we've been hosting, and it's worked pretty well, I think. Not crazy well, but, starting off, it's definitely got us some more sales, which is good. Cold outreach, I really don't know that many people that are doing it for like a non-business offer. So I don't think that's something we're going to do. If someone does loads of cold outreach for like softer, fluffy, less tangible offers, then let me know. But it's not something I really thought about. Content, we're doing YouTube and Instagram. We kind of like fell off TikTok just because a lot of the short content that we're filming is like very Instagram specific with call to actions linked to money chat. So it's not something we can necessarily do on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. But we can definitely, and this is going to link to later on in the conversation, but we can definitely put more output on Instagram for sure. And we can definitely put more output on TikTok, because we have about 100K followers on TikTok and we haven't really posted on it. Which is a bit stupid probably, but yeah, so basically on YouTube, I think our cadence on YouTube long videos is still pretty good, multiple videos a week, but we could definitely start doing shorts on YouTube, like more volume. We do them randomly, but again, because most of our short content that we produce right now is CTA focused with money chat, we haven't been doing it on YouTube. The same with TikTok. We should definitely start posting more on that. So volume there. And then with IG, we can like double our output. We should really be posting like multiple times a day, which we're not currently doing. So I think the biggest lever is honestly just increase the content output, because we can obviously monetize our audience better. From the funnels that we have, the conversions are good, but they're not amazing. So that's obviously my job to increase the conversions on the funnel. But also life is and business is just much easier when you've got volume. So you can have like a under optimized funnel if you've got like millions of leads coming through every day. So I think the biggest lever we can pull is this. And then ads as well. We're spending more now to test more, because I think just what we were testing previously was just too slow. We've got a big budget there, and yeah, I think we're being too slow. We're not acting with enough urgency, which is not a good thing. So we're going to be spending more to test more, and hopefully making this whole process much quicker. I thought about doing stuff like IG shoutouts and stuff, but yeah, it's personally not something I've ever really had experience in. So it's be like a whole nother thing. And this probably links more to maybe something I'll talk about on this side. So the things that we can immediately do is, number one, start more warm outreach to our current leads inside of ManyChat, produce way more content, and spend more money on ads. Then if we look at the lead getters, so employees, hiring people to take over these tasks, that's number one. Getting customers to refer you or create testimonials, setting up an affiliate program where people refer, and then hiring agencies to do these tasks for you. So number one, obviously, I think the content side is something we can definitely improve on. So we're going to look at potentially what type of employees can we hire. Are we going to hire just like a VA or like a beginner video editor just to help with like the basic cuts? Are we going to hire someone else to completely take over the video editing? Are we going to hire someone to go back through our old content and clip it up? But our content isn't really like super viral like that from podcasts and stuff, so maybe that wouldn't work. But maybe my idea is, can we hire someone to either work part-time or full-time, because we've got the cash to do that, to basically help us with the content output, because that is potentially like a big bottleneck right now. So that's that. Customers, we can set up like a referral program. I think, one of the good things is our like refund rate has literally dropped to like 0 over the past 6+ months, which is awesome. And like a lot of customers are very happy with it. And it's like a very engaged community. And I think, we could definitely offer some form of incentive to refer people. Our community is small enough right now that we wouldn't have to set up like an affiliate system. They could literally just go ahead and refer us and then message us to be like, hey, I referred this person. They're going to join next week. And we could set up a deal with them, right? We could do something like, we'll give the customer $200 and we'll give the new person $200 off of the join fee if they refer someone. So we could do something like that. So that means we're basically giving away $400 of like a 1K program. But, that means we still get that customer for $600 and we didn't have to do any marketing to them. So it's still way worth it. We don't know the exact details. But yeah, we're thinking of setting up like a referral system for customers. Affiliates, to get affiliates who are kind of like outside of our customer base, I think, again, it's probably just something that we're not going to do right now, because I think that's a whole another thing in itself, because not only, number one, you need to do all this stuff to generate the affiliates. Like we need to get external affiliates interested. We need to set up the affiliate tracks. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So I don't think our stage in our business, I don't think we're big enough now where we need to like focus on that. And then, with agencies, there's kind of like two things I was thinking of. Like number one, we could, hire a content agency instead of, an employee. We could hire a content agency to maybe help us with, viral video scripting for TikTok and Instagram, and they could maybe help edit it and stuff like that. My business partner could just film the content. So that's something we could test and look fit with as well. Or we could even look at like more like podcast agencies who, my business partner has a pretty interesting story, especially in her niche. So I don't know if we could hire like a podcast agency to get us on like different podcasts and stuff. Maybe that's like not the biggest lever we could pull, but it's something that we're just not doing whatsoever. We're just creating content for ourselves. We're not like networking or, doing any collaboration style content. So that is something we could, either do ourselves or hire someone to help that process with. So yeah, that's like, I know I just like spoke a lot, but that was kind of basically what I mapped out and what I thought about. I think definitely increased content volume is the biggest thing. And in order to do that, it's like one of these two. I think that's probably the biggest lever we can pull, because we've got a system set up where we can monetize. It's just now about getting like more volume through. Obviously we can do that on ads as well. So probably those are like the biggest thing for us. So that's what I'm thinking about. We're going to make some final decisions on this tomorrow. We've got a call book in, our catch-up call, and then we're going to move forward with it. Obviously, coming back off a trip, feel pretty refreshed, pretty motivated. So I'm like eager to go for the next couple of months. especially now in Dubai, it's getting pretty hot. A lot of people are leaving or have left for the summer. So there's going to be a lot less distractions. There's going to be a lot less to do because it's hot. So you're going to be inside for the most part. So it's going to be, you're not going to be going out and doing as much stuff. So I'm going to get my head down, work on this, and hopefully we can really blow up and scale and push a lot more volume through the company over the next couple of months. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.